ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे नाथाय रघुनाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरं गिरम् आरुह्य कविता शाकं वंदे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। So today we will understand the next two qualities from the ocean of guna or the forest of the guna, Gunaranava or Gunambudhi. The next two qualities are Dharmagyascha and Kritagyascha. When Shri Valmiki Maharshi was asking questions to Shripad Narad Muni, apparently it looks like that he was asking the qualities, the 16 qualities. Generally, what would happen in the typical modern setup, right? A person who is answering the question, he will get into separating each quality, right? Each quality will be separated and explained. And generally, what happens when doing like that, every quality apparently looks contradictory to each other. If you take our education system also, maths has no connection to history. A science student knows very less about political science, right? Every subject, when it is not integrated, makes one ignorant about other subject. But the beauty of Narad Muni, when he answered Valmiki Maharshi, knowing both of their competency, capacity, ability, right? They were able to ask question in regards to the qualities as if they were separate. But Narad Muni answered this question simply by narrating more qualities of Sri Ramachandra and telling the entire pastimes of Ramachandra within few verses, 100 verses. Then taking clue from Shripad Narad Muni, inspired by Brahmaji, in his meditation, Valmiki Maharshi compiled 24,000 shlokas of Ramayana. And within that Ramayana, if you want to look for specific quality, you will find it. But looking for those specific quality has to be connected to integration of the entire Ramayana. They cannot be separated from each other. And that is what many times people, they do not have the capacity to reconcile the contradictory qualities. If someone who is always known to be soft, if they become angry, they will ask this question, Hare, how can they be angry? If you study the Bharat Muni's Rasa Shastra, anger, again, it is not something is poisonous. Krodha is also one of the rasa. We need to know how to harmonize that anger with other rasas. And therefore, before describing particular qualities, it is important to understand how they are connected to the previous qualities also. So that is the third thing, Dharmagya and Kritagya, fourth qualities. Now, what is Dharmagya? There could be many definitions of Dharmagya. Dharmagya is basically to see things to submit to something where they stand as it is, as they are. When you see the fire, you don't have to have many explanations to understand the character of fire. You don't have to create a false narrative. You don't have to create a long write-up to make understand what is fire, because it is clear, right? Similarly, water. Similarly, someone, the mother knows her child from the childhood, she can explain the mood of the child. She can explain the characteristics of the child. She can explain different interaction of her own child, how the child behaves with the father, how the child behaves with her friend, how the child behaves with some other acquaintances. But the mother knows the foundational character of the child, right? So knowing that foundational quality is what one sense to understand, that is the dharma of the child. So therefore, when Valmiki Maharshi talks about dharmagya, now what is dharmagya here? Dharmagya in regards to Sri Ramachandra is connected to again karunya, limitless karuna. And being karunika, being extremely compassionate, is not a cultivated qualities. As we read in the Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, right, Sri Krishna explains to Arjuna, amanitvam, adambitvam, arjavam, kshanti, right? These are not qualities which we have. We are supposed to walk to them, acquiring these qualities, learning, implementing, practicing some of it. Humility is not a quality what we already have. We have to implement in our day-to-day life. But in regards to Sri Ramachandra, the quality of dharmagya, it is not acquired. It is not exhibited. It is not meant for display. What is it? It is his constitutional nature. At no point of time, at any condition, this quality of dharmagya will ever change. Right? We see in the political spectrum, it is so shocking and surprising, right? How people having a, when they change the party, suddenly they start speaking the language of some other political party. And what is that ideology? Their ideology is not connected to ideology. Their ideology is connected to wear the dress what suits you. न लिबरल से उनको लेना देना है, nor conservative से लेना देना है. Those who change. You don't see that in Sri Ramachandra. He is called as dharmagya because it is unchangeable. And what is that unchangeable quality at all stages of his existence? When he comes as avatara or when he is residing in the adhyatmic world, the quality of dharmagya, compassion, is always there, but it displays differently according to who is in the presence. Lord Ramachandra showed his compassion to Ravan also, and he also showed his compassion to Shurpanakha also. He showed his compassion to Vali also. He showed his compassion to Sugriv also. But the compassion, the karuna, takes different form according to whom is he interacting. But the conclusion, the paryay, means the gantavya, the conclusion of different way of presenting is the same. What is it? It is benefiting the living entity. Like in the Bhagavad Gita we read, the Swarupa Dharma. When Arjuna was hearing from Krishna, Krishna spoke about 4 kinds of people coming to him. Artho, Artarthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. Now, when you read this slokas, what does it says? It says that these four people who come to Sri Narayan, Sri Krishna, they are in need of these things. It is their need. And somebody, a needy person, goes to a very powerful personality. The very powerful personality has something to give. Sometimes the very powerful personality gives to them not because he's dayavan, because he has the spirit of मैं ईश्वर के समान हूं. I have the resources to give. I am going to give them. Ishwari Bhava, as Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Right? Those who are receiving, they become grateful. Those who are giving become very confident. Sometimes they go and boast about their charity. But the Dharmagya quality with Sri Ramachandra is very, very significant. In giving, Sri Ramachandra does not exhibit his Ishwari Bhav. He has that Ishwari Bhav. Ishwari power is there, but he does not exhibit the Bhava of Sri Narayan. Is explained in the Gita itself. Krishna explains Udara Sarva Evahi. He said, all these people, those who come to me, they are magnanimous. Now they have to say Krishna is magnanimous, but rather Krishna is declaring those who come to him to be magnanimous. Why is he calling them magnanimous? Very important. He is calling them magnanimous because they allow him to exhibit his Swadharma, his Swarupa Dharma, his core character, his personality, and therefore Maricha called Sri Ramachandra as Ramo Vigrabhan Dharmaha. Who is Ramachandra? Ramachandra is the deity of Dharma. उनके शरीर के हर अंग में, when we say the deity of the Lord, the sharira of Bhagavan is Purna Chinmay. Just like if you buy a toy, like in our childhood we used to get this toy made of sweet meats, right? Confectionery. It looks like toy, but every part of that toy's body is nothing but sweet. So that is the quality of Sri Ram. What is that? He is the personification of Dharma. Therefore, when people come to him asking favor from him, he is not burdened by them. Not burdening is the responsibility of a evolved personality. But when somebody comes with a lot of difficulties and challenges, when they come to him, Sri Ramchandra feels, oh God, thank you for coming. Because you're coming and asking from me, you are fulfilling my position. You're allowing me to act according to my propensity, my personality, my Swarupa Dharma. Therefore, Udara Sarvaevahi. In the Ramayana, we see when the sages tormented by the Rakshasas, they came to Sri Ram for seeking his help. They said, we cannot take this action of beating them down. Right? And therefore they said, hey dear Sri Ram, please protect us just like the mother protects her baby in the womb. What is the answer of Sri Ramachandra? He did not give them assurance. Don't worry, I will take care. एक राजकारणी वैसा करता है, एक राजा वैसे ही करता है. When administrator gives those promises, right? Nowadays they don't promise also. They'll say, देखते हैं क्या कर सकते हैं, right? They will not say, I will do it. And if somebody says that I will do it and he does it, he is only doing because he wants to prove that I am using my power and position for the right reason. honest officer, when he does his duty, he feels I'm doing my duty and I'm helping people. वहां वहां हेल्प की भावनाएं होती है. But for Ramachandra, when somebody asks him to serve, asking for his shelter, what is his idea, what is his consciousness, what is his disposition? And this is an eternal disposition of Sri Ramachandra. He says, don't worry. It is you are giving me an opportunity. Do not ask me, don't plead from me. You are engaging me in your service. I am so grateful to you. That is Kritadnyata. The next quality, Kritadnyata, comes to him when he is able to function as he is. Whenever he gets the opportunity to protect, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. It could be a personal dharma or it could be a dharma of the entire society, country, पूरा भूगोल का धर्म की स्थापना करना. When he gets that chance, naturally he becomes grateful. Kritadnyata. You know, the word Kritadnyata is not exactly synonymous to gratitude. Kritadnya. Krita means action. Dnya means to remember. Kritadnyata. It is unfortunately one of the qualities in this age is information gathered about anything which is not connected to sensitive interaction. Therefore, we say, why should we worship the ancestors? Why should I follow the tradition of my seniors? You know, who are they to me? We have no connection to them, right? So when they are able to show that connection to their ancestors, their predecessor, teachers, family member, acharyas, what does it do? The act of recollecting, remembering is Kritadnyata. And this Kritadnyata in the human community is basically Sabhyata, right? It is a Sabhyata. It is the refinement of your character. Therefore, nowadays, mothers teach their children, thank you, bolo. You know, be grateful to them. People write gratitude journal. Right? For Ram ke liye, gratitude journal is not a superimposition. Turant pratikriya, instantly reciprocates, and he says, I am so fortunate. I got this opportunity to serve you. I will take anything to get this service and experience gratitude. And therefore, when Hanumanji was given the task of finding Mother Sita, Sri Ram was quite confident. He was confident that Hanumanji will be the one. He will find out. Imagine, he gave that special things to Hanumanji so that when he sees Mother Sita, he will hand over to her so that she can recognize he actually comes from Ramchandra only. Imagine if Lord Ram had given to somebody who was going to north side of the search party. Imagine somebody going to the east part of the search party. Imagine somebody he had received from the west part of this party. How will Sita connect with them? Because she's already mistreated by the unknown person who comes in disguise of being a good person. A good person's attitude, which she appreciated, was misused by Ravana and kidnapped her. So now if somebody good person comes other than own her husband, unknown people, Sita Devi will not actually trust them. Right? She cannot trust. And therefore, Ramachandra gave something only Sita Devi knew. Gave it to her and also gave his ring. Right? And then after searching Sita Devi, finding about her, giving her the assurance, telling her, your Lord will come soon with a big army to defeat Ravan. Imagine when Hanumanji goes back. When Hanumanji goes back to Ayodhya, he goes back to where Sri Ramchandra was living in Kishkinda Kshetra. After coming there, the way Hanumanji presents, the way he explains about Sita's situation in a very, very rasayukta way, practical understanding, सब कुछ बोलते हैं. Ram is overwhelmed. You don't see a master being overwhelmed with his student or his servant. He just gives him some money. He gives him some gift. But he does not allow himself to be controlled by the emotions of the servant. He stays away. And therefore it is explained, a teacher to the student, father to the son, master to the servant should not praise them in a public place. Sounds harsh, but that is the responsibility of a father, a master, and the leader to create tough, competent people who produce good result, not pamper them. Right? Caring is one thing, and the second is, along with the caring, empowering them is the second thing. And therefore, when Hanumanji came and brought this message, one should see Sri Ram apparently following the rules of the human psychology, not praising subordinate in a public place. There is a precedent, there is a rule, and there is a psychological benefit of that also. You know, what happened? Ramachandra couldn't stop. He was overwhelmed. He glorified Hanumanji. And what an obligation, how much obligation Sri Ramachandra is feeling. How much kritajnata Sri Ramachandra is feeling. He told everyone looking at Hanumanji also, my dear Hanumanji, even if I come 5 times, 5 बार, यानी कि 5 बार रामचंद्र के रूप में, I come as Ramachandra again and again 5 times and try entire life to reciprocate to what you have done, I will not be able to oblige to you. I will not be able to repay back to you. So you have put me in an eternal obligation. This is the attitude of Sri Ramachandra. For us, Kritajnata is a sabhyata. For us, Kritajnata is a system. For us, Kritajnata is a practical reciprocational skill. Only when the children reciprocate, only when the parent reciprocate, when the husband and wife reciprocate each other, things will progress very nicely. It's a practical, brutal, good quality. Benefits, whenever that is not happening, things fall apart. So therefore, कृतज्ञता कोई महान चीज नहीं है. कृतज्ञता सभ्यता का लक्षण है. वो सभ्यता, it's a सभ्यता, it's a refined character. But with Sri Ramachandra, this quality of kritajnata is again his personality, his disposition, his eternal quality. Whenever somebody does something, Sri Ram is so overwhelmed to the extent he is able to tell Hanumanji many lifetime also, I will not be able to repay. And what does he do? He simply embraces Hanumanji. Hanumanji ko gale lagate hain. If you are not able to do anything, but you want to express your gratitude, it is explained, either you fold your hand, just like Srimati Rukmini Devi. When that Brahmana brought the message of Krishna, that yes, lady, yes, Rukmini Devi, Sri Krishna being attracted to your personality will certainly come to take you back. That goddess of fortune, that Rukmini Devi, so powerful personality, has everything at her disposal, what she does? She simply folds her hands. I'm eternally obliged to you. Whether it is her tattva, the Shakti tattva, whether it is Sri Ram, whether it is Sri Krishna, the disposition of the Bhagavan, Ishvara, is the same. कृतज्ञता ये इनके खून में है, उनके चिन्मय शरीर इसी चीज से बना हुआ है. वीरता भी है, राइट? देयर इज वीरता, देयर इज गुणता, and there is dharmagyata, and there is also kritanyata, right? And therefore, after embracing Hanumanji was so obliged. Hanumanji was so obliged with Ramachandra's hug. He forgot what he had done to him. Just see the reciprocation between the two. And therefore, when Ramchandra Bhagwan was going back to the Saket Dham, when he was going back to the Saket Dham, he took everyone from Ayodhya. There was no prejudice. There was no anger that they were responsible for separating Sita Devi and Sri Ramachandra. Right? The Bhagavatam explains, right, keeping his lotus feet, that lotus feet which traveled across the Dandaka Kantaka forest, where thorny bushes, and pebbles were piercing his foot, because the padukas were also taken by Bharat. What did he do? He placed in the heart of his devotees and went back to the Saket Dham. And according to Valmiki Ramayana, everyone in Ayodhya received this benefit. Why do you think they received that benefit? Because Sri Ramachandra Bhagwan always felt obliged by them for engaging him in the service, so that he can continue to exhibit the quality of his own. What is that quality? The quality of magnanimity, the quality of giving, the quality of rectifying, the quality of reconciling, the quality of actually helping them to understand their constitutional nature, full of knowledge, full of bliss, and full of eternality. And therefore, Saushilyatvam and Virata, when they're combined together, that becomes Dharmagya. And when that Dharmagya is exhibited, when there is a reciprocation, there is also Kritanyata. So tomorrow, on the 5th day, we will discuss these two qualities in great detail with some of the stories. And next, we will discuss the next quality of Sri Ramachandra. Thank you very much. At 7:30 today, we have a Hindi discussion on Ram and Bharatiya Sabbhata. This is more connected to Adhyatmik Tallinata, Rajkiya Satarkata, and Samadik Savedanshilata. Jai Sri Ramachandra.